Yeah, I bet, especially this one.
I've always been curious about it.
Yeah, I was reading up on it. Very interesting. All right, boys. How you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Oh,
Great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
jinx.
Well, hello and welcome to the Couch Co-op. I'm Ian. I got Dave, Jared, and Nick
Hey,
Yo,
hey.
with me here
Hey,
on the couch to drink a beer. You can
slowly,
find us
hopefully.
on Twitch. You can find us on iTunes and Spotify. You can find us on all the places. YouTube. And we drink a beer. We talk about that beer. Hopefully with some kind of intelligence. Hopefully I'm not completely shit-faced and
You
I'm
seem
like,
all right this time.
this
You're
time I
doing
seem all right.
okay.
Yeah.
This week it is Nick's choice. Nick, what are we drinking? Drinking.
Chimay Red.
I believe it's Chimay Rouge.
Oh, right. If you want to be Francais about it.
Also, none of us went for the big 20-ounce bottle or whatever.
Dude, this was
it
like
They're
is.
$7,
expensive.
dude.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big
Yeah,
bottle
this
was
was-
like $16, $18 or something, I think.
Yeah, I think this was 8 or so at John's Market.
This
I
fucking
paid
monk beer is
$7.09.
really expensive, is what
Well,
I've
they gotta
learned.
give
Yeah.
the money to the good causes, so
I doubt it's for a good cause.
it is actually.
It is.
I
Yeah,
know,
that-
but ultimately, come on.
The constant assault on my liver. That's a pretty good cause.
How do you
Yeah.
pronounce it? Is it Trappiste?
Trappist. I think.
Trappiste?
Yep.
Trappist?
Um,
It's
a
one of like
trapeze makes me think it would be like some guy flying around in a circus.
it's one of like I think 12 or 14 Trappist breweries in the world.
I think there's only
Which
11
basic-
now. One got disavowed because there's no longer any living
Mm.
monks producing it.
Mm.
So they
Yeah,
can
'cause
they still make beer, but they don't. It's not that type of beer.
It has to be made
By a living
on in the actual monastery by actual monks. It can't
Yeah.
can't just be a bunch of monks who
or at least one has to
hire a bunch of locals, to
Yeah.
make it.
All right. Well, you guys ready
Yeah,
to
I'm ready
pop
to
this?
open it up. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Pop it.
go for it now. There we go.
Smells like booze.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I have
Oh.
to throw this in a.
Huh.
What? You don't have the correct,
Yeah, that's a nice Chimay glass.
you don't have
No.
the correct glass there, man.
No, I'm already starting off wrong. The amount of head that I've got, that's strike 2. May as well just pack it in tonight, guys. It's an off night for me.
Well,
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of head on mine too.
that's probably why the glass is the way it is. Look at that. That's
Yeah.
a perfect
Mhm.
amount of head on it.
Yeah, that is nice.
Instead of that kind of the tulip glass, you guys, this is a kind of
what
chalice.
I'm
I
doing here.
suppose would be a good.
Mine
word.
seems fine.
Oh, maybe just Ian and myself can pour beers correctly. You know.
Well, he's had a lot of practice today with that Miller Lite.
Yeah, mine's been in the fridge for like 4 hours.
I don't think Miller is very fussy about how you pour it, is it?
I don't think so either.
Mm.
But it's pretty rich.
Down the
It
drain is
looks
probably
like.
the best place.
It's like a brown ale, right?
Yeah, you cannot
Yeah.
see through it, so there must be some level of sediment in it.
That's funny. It's a brown ale, but they call it a red.
Red label.
Well,
I know a red
okay.
label. Wouldn't it? It should be like a red ale. No, come on. It should be a brown label.
Well,
Come on. Get your colors right, monks.
You can tell there's a little
you'd probably
bit of
never have the
amber.
blue if.
That's
Huh.
nice. A
That
little
tastes,
bit
that tastes
little
very
bit-
European.
sediment in the bottom.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the head to go down a little bit, but
Yeah.
What else we got here? We got 7%.
A little fruity. I like this.
It's not bad.
A little sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more fruity than like a brown would be. Like a brown little tends to be more nuttier.
I could quaff
Yeah.
a couple of these, I'm sure.
yeah, that's something.
It's got some spices in there.
Yeah. Pretty well balanced though. It's not like
Some
Yeah.
coriander in that.
Yeah.
probably
Oh man,
Yeah,
I think I
seems
taste
to-
it.
maybe, but it's delicate. It's not
I
like
can taste it.
fist
It's
to the face
ruining
like
it.
that one we had the other day.
It's true.
No.
That is true. That is true. It's all right. It's interesting. So
It's not pasteurized or
let's
filtered.
see. What do we know about this? Is it
It's not pasteurized or filtered according to the label, and it contains barley
Brasserie
and wheat.
Brasserie de Chimay is a brewery at what is this? Scormont Abbey, a Trappist monastery in Chimay, Hainaut, Belgium. One of 13 breweries worldwide that produce Trappist beers. That's funny. When I
Yeah.
click Trappist, it says there's only 11 breweries now, so one of these is not updated.
Huh,
They make
funny.
4 ales. They make Chimay Rouge, Chimay Bleu, Chimay Blanc, and New Chimay 150. What is that?
Nope, that's I think
Mm.
actually they make one more which is just for the monks.
Oh, and
The
one,
Yeah.
yeah, the
the
Patter's beer.
Pater
Potter,
Brown,
yeah.
yeah.
So like it has no alcohol.
Father's Brew or something. No, I think it's just a special one that they make for themselves.
They also make a bunch of cheese.
Hmm
Yes, they do.
And they've been doing it for a long
Which,
time. So I looked up the ingredients. Just
1862.
Ian, you were mentioning there's no.
No
It's
corn.
basically water, barley malt, wheat, sugar,
Wheat
hops,
starch.
yeast, and dextrose. There's no cardamom or cinnamon or.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
none of
It
the
tastes very
spices.
spicy. It tastes like it has spices in it.
So how common is it for a brewing company to it says beer fermented in the bottle? How common is that to
bottle
ferment
fermented
in the bottle?
beers.
Yeah.
I think there's been a few of them. But,
Yeah, I think Firestone Walker. A lot of their beers
Mhm.
are bottle fermented, and then I can't think of the name of the brewery, but there's another brewery.
Was
Um,
Dogfish Head? Did they do one?
they do a couple, but the other one that does a lot is Terminal Gravity. All
Hmm.
the all the
Oh,
all their beers are live beers that have been
Okay.
oh,
because
is that back when they actually bottled or?
that's the homebrew style. Is like you don't carbonate the beer, you bottle it with some sugar so that you get some secondary fermentation, and that's what gives you the lovely carbon dioxide.
Okay.
So when they say bottle bottle fermented or bottle conditioned, it can be it's kind of it's not always that gives it the carbonation, but
So there's 6 breweries in Belgium that are monasteries in Belgium that do this beer. I guess
I like this beer.
style of beer, not this particular brand.
But
The Trappist ones.
Mm.
it's
The Trappist.
$7 a bottle.
Yeah.
Although I suppose the big bottle's the same as a good bottle of wine. So if you got a big bottle of it, why
Yeah.
not?
There's
That's
actually
true.
one. There's actually one in the United States.
Oh,
I wonder who that
I
is.
hate it now.
Yeah, it's funny. It's Netherlands, Austria, Italy, England, France, Spain, and the United States.
Oh, there's none in Belgium. I would have thought there would
Well,
be.
Belgium. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Belgium.
Yeah, the bottle that I have says it was brewed in Belgium specifically.
Well, I think that's the other thing. They don't
Yeah.
contract to brew it because
Yeah,
otherwise it wouldn't be what it is.
imported by a place in Massachusetts.
But it's very good. And if you look out around the Christmas time, this is where I have the Chimay glass from.
Okay.
Sometimes you can get a box and it's got the 3 different beers in the glass.
Nice.
I got
Oh,
the
so like a gift pack.
yeah, and it's a
Mm.
and usually it's actually a pretty good deal. It's like $15-20.
I'll have to look that up this
Oh,
year. Yeah.
yes.
But this is also one of my favorite beer glasses because
Yeah.
it just
I
holds
like that.
12-ounce beer nicely.
It's really broad.
Mm.
I also like the chaliceness of it.
It has a
Mhm.
stem, right? I haven't seen it raise it all the way. Stem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
stem
big old
glass.
thick stem.
Oh yeah, that is a thick one.
I think
Awesome.
this is like my second or third one of these because I've broken a couple.
Oh, whoops.
But they're a good
Yeah.
beer glass.
Yeah, it's sad when you break one, like if it breaks in the dishwasher or you just bump it. And
Yeah, I do like those John's Market glasses that they have that Jared's got. I like that style of glass.
A stout glass. So this beer is kind of off-putting because the odor doesn't do anything for me, but I really am enjoying the flavor of it. Usually, you know, something's going on with the smell of the beer, but
Very carbonated.
yeah, I don't know. There's just
Surprisingly
not
weird.
much. It smells kind of dirty.
I don't know. I think there's secret herbs and spices, or the monks are dipping their balls in it, because I swear there's coriander in this. I get that the ingredients are listed here, Dave, but I swear there's shit in here. It tastes. The taste is not growing on me. It's like getting worse. It's incrementally getting worse.
Mm.
Like by the end of this, I'm not gonna want it.
And this is a 11.2 fluid ounce bottle with 7% alcohol in it.
Yeah.
So that the size of like Session beers, the full sale
I
brand
think so.
Session.
That probably corresponds to something in metric, doesn't it? 11.2 is
Yeah, because we'll see it.
30. Yeah, that's it. 330 milliliters.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a standard kind of
Yeah.
12-ounce beer in Europe.
So
It's very
I need
close
to,
to 12 ounce. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still need to work on metricating myself.
Nah.
We're gonna have another one next week, so
Another
Yeah.
metric beer.
Yeah.
Well, if I can find that beer, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. But of all the beers
well, you could come up
we've
and you can come visit me, and I can give you one.
well, that's the thing. Of all the beers we've had on the show so far, this one's that one that's been the hardest for me to find, and it shouldn't be. It's not like
Yeah. Yeah. The place Ian and I got it, there's abundance of it. There's a end cap display of it. There's single bottles you can buy, 4 packs, all kinds of stuff.
having said that, the only place I found this one was John's Market.
Yeah.
I have seen
Yeah.
it other places, like say the Christmas gift pack type stuff, but
But yeah, Chimay, I don't know like where to normally find that. Like it's not in any of the stores that I've really looked
seen-
at. It's like more of a
Um,
specialty beer
Yeah,
at this
I've seen the
point.
label
I
at
mean-
places, but I've never seen the beer except at obviously like Total Wine. But
Well, when I used to work for Columbia, I swear I used to deliver it to Fred Meyer and Safeway.
really,
Yeah,
Oh,
some of
I think
the
We're
bigger
talking,
ones.
I'm talking 2009, 2010. So of course,
I would believe you, Nick,
when
because I when you mentioned that this was the beer we're gonna drink, I'm like, oh, I'll just
must
go
be
to
the
Fred
yuppie areas.
and get it, because they used to always, but it seems
Yeah.
like it's been taken over by St. Barnabas's App 12. I saw that everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's like even my thriftway. I mean, there's just a giant wall of like craft beer, 6 pack cans, bottles. They're all separated, singles and stuff like that. And then you've got like the kind of the mass produced stuff for like Budweiser and all
Yeah,
that stuff. And then you just have this small, maybe 4 foot section for imports.
it does seem like actually most of the places I've gone to have now just have one small section for singles, like of any, and that includes
Yeah.
imports. Like they'll have
Just
like 6 imports and then, maybe 20 or 30 singles of Oregon brews, and that's
well,
about it.
what I've seen is a lot of stores now just have that 4 foot little end cap of singles, and half of it is like seltzers and ciders and stuff like that.
Yeah, Safeway does that a lot, don't
Yeah.
they? They have the
The booze of the moment.
Yeah, which is sad. I mean, numbers speak, I guess, but for
Yeah.
the occasional enthusiast they might get running through their store,
Having said that, this was $7 a bottle. I mean,
The body's really light. Like it's really
I'm in-
thin.
yeah, it's easy going.
I'm
Well, it's
enjoying
easy
it.
to it's
but
easy to drink,
Yeah, it is.
but it's not. It doesn't taste good, so it doesn't make it easy to drink.
Oh.
But like it's easy to drink in the sense like the body. It's not thick.
You've
I'm
been
enjoying
is
this.
it the spiciness of it that
The
you're
flavor
not
is just
enjoying, or-
gross. It's like It's like sweet and spicy, and that spice and sweetness is just grating on my tongue. It's just getting worse.
I'm really quite enjoying that. But one time I went to
It tastes like drinking old people.
Brussels, and we sat on the Grand Square there. And when you order the beers in there, every beer comes in its own glass, and every beer is kind of an experience. So you wouldn't order like more than one of these. You'd order one of these, and then maybe you'd order something else. Well, maybe that's the tourist in me, but I just remember it was a good experience. The only problem was the Belgian beers, and that all tend to be like 7, 8, 9 10%. So
Jeez, yeah.
you can only work your way through a couple before you're.
I have a question for Nick.
Yo,
I should have a couple, but the first one is you're a hip hop guy. Am I forgetting?
sometimes.
I'm totally probably like misplacing this, but like, doesn't old DB have a line something about oh shimmy yo shimmy ya shimmy yay or something like in one of his raps or rhymes?
I don't know because I wasn't really a Wu
Oh,
Tang
you're
or
not a Wu
DB
Tang guy.
guy.
God damn
I
it.
know I should be, especially since shameless plug for the TV show. It's an incredible 2 seasons that are available on Hulu.
Oh yeah, it's a great show.
Yes.
See, that's what I thought because you
Um,
were talking about that, so I thought you were a Wu Tang fan. Oh,
no, I
all
mean I
right.
should be now after
Oh
watching the
shimmy
show.
yeah,
I
shimmy
mean,
oh shimmy yeah. He just is like rap, but I don't know if he's actually referencing shimmy. It's just like he's
no,
just like
but
anyway.
but I bet
My
Spice One probably has a mentions it at some point in his life.
so Dave's had this beer before.
Mhm.
I've never had it. Jared's never had it.
I've never had it
Have
either.
you had it, Nick?
I have a long time ago, and I think I liked it a lot more then than I do now. Not to say that I don't like it now, but it maybe my tastes were completely different. Like when I first tried this, I actually bought it at a convenience store in Johnson Creek.
Oh wow.
Um, One of my coworkers slash buddies told me like, "Hey, they have a pretty decent beer selection," so I just kind of stuck on in and just to check it out, and that was kind of one that I bought. I think I was looking for Terminal Gravity IPA in bottles, but I think I found it there. But saw that there too, so I just said, "What the hell?" I actually liked it a lot back then.
I mean, taste buds totally change. I mean, I used to not like beer, then
Yeah,
I was a liquor guy, then certain liquor I don't like anymore, and I like beer a lot, and then things just constantly change. So I don't know.
yeah. Like I've noticed that beers that I thought were really great. Like I mean, this is
Yeah.
like when I first started working for the beer distributor is when I started like seeing all this stuff that I was delivering places. I'm like, I should try this. I should try that. I mean, basically, I'm delivering my future shopping list.
Yeah.
But um, yeah, it was just like early on into my venture of just trying different beers, seeing what I liked and what I didn't like. But it's when I go back to them now, they don't taste this the way that I remember them tasting.
Exactly what you're saying
I'm
there.
getting old. God damn it!
I, you know, there's
Dave will
no
drink anything as long as it doesn't have a tampon in it.
true, but also if I go to the store, it's not like I'm gonna automatically reach for one particular six pack.
Yeah.
I've never, that it's not that there's not
Mhm.
really great beers and stuff that I come back to again and again, but by the same token, there's not, there's no one beer that I always reach for.
Yeah, same here.
It depends on the moment, and to be quite honest, I'm probably got the ooh shiny too
Mhm.
much. Oh,
Yeah.
this is new. I'll
Yeah,
try that kind of.
I've had to slow down
yeah,
on
that's
that, so I do find myself buying beer. I just like going back to Stella or going back to Miller Lite, just because if I go into that trap of buying new beers to drink, I start drinking way too much. So I find I drink a lot less if I just stick with the home beer, like something I just know I'm just gonna hang out, watch some TV, and drink. If it's a new beer, I have to go outside, do a beer video.
Mhm.
That adds work. It's just like there's all this whole other. So like I find comfort in knowing that I'm just going to drink a Stella, and I'm just gonna relax and not have to. It's like work. It's like I all of a sudden work has become or beer has become work, and it's
I
like
like I like the combination of the hot venom and the pub beer. So you have like get a 6 pack of hot venom and an 18 pack of pub beer,
Yeah.
and so you can have like you have one maybe two hot venoms and then pub beer.
see
Go heavy and light it up.
I'm the
Yeah.
light beer, and then I'll have a gin and tonic. Is where I'm at.
Oh, I do like a good gin and tonic.
yeah, that's what you were having last night, weren't you?
Might be having it tonight too, but I
Oh
needed to
boy, what
cleanse my palate. But
what's the gin of choice?
so we have more thoughts on this beer. I mean, we should be talking about this beer, not then.
No, yeah.
It's it's quite malty. I'm not really
Hmm.
detecting much hops in it. It's
No,
quite
there
malt
wasn't
forward,
much.
and I can definitely taste the kind of dextrose and the. I'm guessing it's got candy sugar in it because it's It's got that kind of sweetness to it. It's not a flavor I dislike, and I quite enjoy the beer. I'm
But is
kind of
it like burnt malts in the back end? Like it's hiding that burnt with the sugar?
I'm not
I
picking up
didn't.
any burn on it.
I can taste something
just picking up
bitey in
the
the back.
sweetness.
I feel like there's something like,
I know.
It's because
I
it's
know what
fighting
you're
that
saying.
Miller Lite you were drinking
oh my
beforehand.
god, no, it's not.
Well,
Grow
it
up.
says that it combines generous hints of fruit, toast, and sweet caramel.
It might be the
Mm.
candy sugar. I believe is like
Yeah.
caramelized sugar, maybe. So that's probably it. But I know what Ian's talking about because he's talking about that.
Like it's not a hop
you think
bitter.
it
It's not a
tastes
hop bitter. It's like a
yeah.
burnt bitter.
Mm.
You're saying it's got spices in it, and
Maybe that's what it is.
I
It's
can
that
definitely pick up that flavor, that kind of a hint that there's something other than just malt and yeast and hops. But I quite enjoy this beer.
so a
Yeah.
monk. So a monk.
I think this was
Is a
one of
monk allowed to have sex?
I think it depends on the monastery and the.
I don't know because it sounded like he fucked you with this beer, Ian.
Oh!
Mm.
In the mouth.
That's next. That's where he cleans it up.
I think Chimay though was one of the first.
Nick DeWin, you strike me as a guy who likes Imagine Dragons.
Sure.
Imagine dragging these nuts on your face.
Nah.
Uh,
All
Well, you open the door, I walk through.
Chimay was one of
Fair
the
enough.
first Belgian beers I think I ever had. Way
Jared,
back in
how much you
the
been drinking
90s.
tonight, bro?
I just grazed my glass with the bottle. It's okay. It was a nice reverberation sound. It sounded
I
good.
don't know. I just don't know what
It
it
sounded
is.
more like a rim shot.
Sorry, Dave. I interrupted you. What were you saying?
I think this was one of the first Belgian beers I ever had. Like way back, because my dad would get this every so often, and I remember. Or I don't think he got the red. Maybe it was the blue, but I just remember this was one of the first kind of mass-produced beers. Because when I started, you basically had Carlsberg, Foster's,
So is the white the triple?
Heineken. But
It's weird down here. So up there it lists their beers, but then down here when it lists their beers, there's the red, the blue, the triple, the 150, and the Dory, which is the monk beer. Dory is the golden. So I'm guessing white is the triple.
yeah,
Yep.
I do
That's
like
what
the
it says on
bottle.
this little quick Google search.
Okay.
I like the label, and I like the bottle. It does everything it needs to do. It's distinctive. It's kind of cool.
It looks very European.
Yeah, it's very. There's nothing else comes in a bottle like that.
Well, do you guys want to rate it?
Sure.
Chimay Rouge. How many thumbs are we giving this up?
This one's a hard one for me.
It's not. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I would take more Rasputin than I would take this one. I don't know why, but I don't like it.
I'm curious about their other ones. I am
Same.
curious about their other ones, but I think a solid sideways thumb, maybe even a little higher than that. But I think sideways for me, it's really good. But
I'm kind of with Jared. I'm like,
yeah, it didn't
one's
do a
enough,
bunch
though.
for me.
Can
I'm like,
we
that's
see
why.
it? Can we all hold it for a second? Put them up there. Hold it, everyone.
Go on, I'm gonna go.
What are you doing, Nick?
I don't know because it's like when I first had this, it would have been a definite thumbs up.
I need you to hold it because it's easier for me to find it later when I scrub through the video. All right. Two thumbs up.
I wish I could do something like that, but
I feel that's fair because I think Jared's like here.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
most of the way towards the thumbs up. I'm not quite.
Basically with both of you.
At first, I was like, "Oh, this tastes pretty good," and then it just increasingly
just fell apart.
If it was on my rating scale, it'd be a 3 out of 4. So it was somewhere there.
But yeah, it didn't do a ton for me. Like as expensive of a beer as it was, there wasn't really a ton going on with the flavors, and the smell just kind of put me on the lower edge because the odor of it really didn't do anything for me. It just smelled kind of dirty. It didn't,
Yeah,
hit me in
we
a
didn't actually
positive
talk
way.
about the flavor. It was kind of malty, and it just
Well, I thought it was
it tastes
spicy.
it tasted
It
kind
tastes
of like
spicy.
beer, spicy beer.
Wondering how old our bottles are, because I mean, the
Oh,
real
That's
I mean,
always
I'm
we're
a good
not
hoping
question.
mine's
dating.
new. It was at a
Yeah.
newish.
Yeah, I mean, I just bought it, so who
I mean,
knows?
there's a production code on here, but I mean, it's.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, it
Yeah.
does.
interesting.
Actually,
L21 313.
I've got L
mine
twenty
is
one two four.
21 243, so probably 2021 243rd day.
Oh, yep,
Yeah,
true. That's it. Mine's
So
243 as well,
yeah.
and
So it's
then
not that old.
no,
no,
and it's strong enough,
Julian dates.
and it's in a good
yeah.
bottle. It should, because obviously if it's
Well, as long as
bottled.
Columbia stored it correctly, and
Yeah.
Trump's Market did too.
Well, they do have to store it at room temperature for the fermentation and the bottle conditioning to work. Because otherwise, if you store it too cold, the yeast goes into hibernation and it's all screwy.
Well, I'm thinking more of like when it comes.
Yeah.
Probably, I don't know where it lands in the United States. And imagine it shows up in Colombia in a truck somewhere, and if it's during the wrong time of the year, then it's sitting in a unrefrigerated trailer for however many days before it shows up.
Let me just get some of this.
There we go.
Nick to win. What video game are you pairing Chimay Rouge Red with?
This is going to be a stretch, but it's going to be Diablo 3 because you can actually choose a monk character.
Well,
To
Diablo
Oh,
3
okay.
Devil Red.
Yes,
I get it.
Diablo 3. Oh, okay, that too.
Okay, I dig
I
it.
didn't put that connection together. I was just thinking more of the class you could actually choose to play as, though I've never done it. I was more of a demon hunter.
So day 243 is August of last year. So that's about right for
Okay.
this beer.
August is also hot.
Okay.
The devil's
I mean,
hotness.
it might have been bottled then. It's probably gonna sit in the temperature control warehouse for 2 or 3 weeks just to
Yeah.
make sure that it gets off to a good start, and then
So Diablo 3, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Why Diablo 3?
Why not?
What was your reasoning for that?
Well, I just said, but you're too
Oh,
busy
I'm sorry.
talking over me. No. Well,
Well, monks
oh,
and
yeah.
monks
Well,
get Christianity. I don't know.
take your vow of
well, yeah.
silence and let him finish the sentence.
Well, actually, I don't think he was interrupting. He was probably busy looking up something. But no, it's just because you can choose a monk class um, in Diablo 3. It was a thin stretch, but I tried.
Cool.
I still like
But
it. Yeah.
I forgot to
like I
mention
said, I've
something.
never.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I never actually chose the class and played as it. I was played as a demon hunter or something else.
I said put our thumbs up, but I was editing all the current videos we have in the hopper, and I was putting them out, and I was like, on the old Chub episode, we said how many Chubs, and I think we're gonna moving forward. We're gonna be Chubs.
Huh.
So I'll say thumbs once in a while, but I think Chubs is our moving forward. You get 2 Chubs, 3 Chubs. And then also something else I wanted to start new.
Correct, fully.
No, I don't know what a chub could be anything. Anyway,
Steel Reserve left me limp.
and then something else I was thinking about today that I don't know. We'll see how it works, but we'll give Nick the choice if he wants to do it. I was thinking like, what's like a big brand beer that like their whole line you could do away with in the hopes that this other line would get more play. I will give you an example. I think Full Sail deserves more attention, and Deschutes should go away. So, like, if you would like to answer that question, I was thinking going through this. If I was just having this like, I don't know. While I was editing all these beers today, and we were talking all this beer stuff. I was just like, it'd be interesting to see who
League table of
deserves
breweries.
what brewery kind of like is just like doesn't need to be here anymore, and what
Pen
brewery. Anyway, see, Dave has opinions. So I was just like, Nick, since you chose this week, What's a brew brewery that you need to like takes a back seat and this other one needs to come forward?
Well, gosh, the first two that I would have thought of, I think, have already gone away on their own.
See,
But
see.
so, I guess Bridgeport I could still keep around. But
Well, even if they're gone, even if they're gone, what one would you want to have still around in lieu of someone else?
Who would be your Oregon keeper or your local keeper?
Well, Pyramid can go away. I've felt that way for years.
Haven't they gone away? I don't think I've
they're
seen
still
them.
around.
Yeah, that's.
Aren't they?
Are they?
Aren't they still
Are
around?
they?
I don't know.
Isn't that
Yeah,
fucking
I'm pretty
Pyramid
sure you can
Apricot
get
still
their-
around?
Yeah, Apricot, yeah.
I
Maybe
I
the
don't.
Apricot, but I
thought
can't.
they got rid of their brew pub, or
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if they stopped brewing.
They exist solely as a brand at this point. It's not like a brewery
well,
or
they can-
anything like that. as
We
far
don't
as
have
I
to
can
dive
tell.
into this deep. I was just wondering if you had like a quick,
Anecdote. Let's go.
I would switch this out for them.
Oh
Can you
yeah,
keep-
Pyramid can go away and bring in. Shoot. I'll just say Barley Brown, just 'cause it's too often.
All right.
And I think they're mostly in like one of those brewers that just stick to kegs, but they did start canning stuff, I think, on a temporary or limited basis. But I'd like to see them can more stuff.
Okay.
So on that note, I did see today at New Seasons that Brem have started doing 16-ounce cans on at least 3 of their beers now.
Oh,
Who has?
Frim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I
And so-
saw that
so
somewhere
I-
too.
And they are a brewery that I would like to see, because I like their beers in the single bottles, but obviously they're quite expensive in the single bottles. So
I feel like that's a see. I feel like I'm not super high on them. I feel like they make good beer, but I don't know if they're. People are like, oh, it's amazing, and I was like, is it amazing? I don't know.
I could do with seeing.
I take them over Bowie.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't understand the Bowie thing at all, but
No, I neither do I. It's like I just totally skim past that section. I've had every one of the beers I've had. It's like,
and they're getting more and more space too at Safeway.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is. Like more beers are coming out. They're getting it's like
they probably have someone.
they must
you know.
have someone sucking some dick or something. But
I went to their restaurant once and I had a beer there. And
Well, I heard their brewery's
I haven't
awesome.
I haven't had anything beyond that. I haven't bought any of their 6-packs.
anyway.
I
I just thought I'd ask these questions randomly. They won't stick around forever, but I thought, so next week, well, not next
I'll
week.
have a better answer in the shower tomorrow.
Well, I'll ask you again someday.
Come in the shower and ask me.
Oh, I will. Next episode, it's my choice, and I'm going with.
Unobtainable.
What are you talking about? I get a whole pack here, Dave. I get some Grolsch here, baby. Ow! So,
Grolsch.
you know me. I thought I'd go with the premium. I guess the Pilsner, which is a lager, but anyway.
Very green
Right
bottle.
up your alley.
Green bottles, baby.
More than the green bottles, it's that flip top.
Yeah,
Oh, it is. I was
very
reading all
sweet
about it.
bottle.
Like
It's
that's
just
another
like-
thing. Like the like little microbrewer guys, little home brewers, love them because they reseal.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, you get them as Grolsch type bottles, but I always remember drinking them, and you pop the cap, take a sip, and then you click it back down, save the so it doesn't go flat.
Well, a former
Anyway,
You should demonstrate that next week.
ex-wife, she had a sister that used to make homemade Jägermeister, and they would put it in those bottles. So and
They're
they
a
give it
great
out for a
bottle.
gift, So you'd have, anyway. It's a good bottle to have. So I'm
Wow.
going to keep all the bottles. So if anyone wants to get rid of their bottles, but I'll take them because if Bryn makes more wine, then we'll just bottle them in.
yeah, I mean they're great bottles. They're like easily resealable. They
For sure.
Save mine for you then.
This is all something we can talk about next episode.
anyway, yeah.
Totally.
So that's everything. Two thumbs. We got Grolsch next week. We have Diablo is your game choice. So
Yeah.
Diablo 3 to be specific.
Diablo 3.
Yes.
Hey everybody, we're the Couch Co-op. We want to thank you for listening. You can find us on all the podcast platforms. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitch live right now but no one does because who even knows that we're on live? Except
Well, somebody else
me
knows.
and Nick. It's probably me and you.
Well, I just told somebody else about it. Right
Oh
before
yeah,
we started.
we should. I mean, here's the problem. I've gotten
They
very
don't have
lazy,
Twitch,
and we
but-
don't share our podcast information at all anymore. So we're just like this kind of quiet little podcast that happens. But hey, literally share us with everybody. Let us people know. Put it on your Facebook page, and maybe someday people will write us and tell us how awesome we are. I want to thank Dave, Jared, and Nick.
Yeah.
For joining me here
Always.
on the couch.
That was
Couch.
a fun day.
Co-op.
Beer responsible.
Thanks. I was gonna say it's funny listening to the other. Well, as I was editing the other episodes, every episode I go, and what do we say, Jared? Anyway, yes. Thank you. Goodbye.